Images and some specs of the coming Huawei Mate 9 has leaked out, and I must say that this new phone looks awesome. I mean, a 5.9-inch screen, that's incredibly good. At least for me, because I want my phones really big, because I use my phones as my main computer. And my Nexus 6P has a 5.7-inch display, and that phone is also made by Huawei. And I think that you can fit a 5.9-inch display in the same sized phone as the Nexus 6P quite easily if you remove some top and bottom bezels, for example. So in about the same size as the Nexus 6P, you can actually have a 5.9-inch display. So the Huawei Mate 9 will eventually be not much bigger than the Nexus 6P, but still have a larger display, and I think that's so great. The bad thing with that display though is that it will only have 1080p resolution instead of Quad HD as the Nexus 6P has, and that's bad actually. But the Huawei Mate 9 will have a 64-bit 8-core processor, so it will be a quite fast phone, and it will also have RAM up to 6 GB, and that's more than enough really. And it will also have storage up to 256 GB, so there will be plenty of different options. But personally I think 32 GB is enough for me, because I have a lot of apps installed and so on, but still haven't used more than the half of the storage on my Nexus 6P, so I don't need more than 32 GB because I have Google Drive and I have all my files stored on Google Drive. I have a really good mobile plan, so I can use Google Drive no matter if I have a Wi-Fi connection or a mobile connection. So storage is not so important to me, so 32 GB is more than enough. And the Huawei Mate 9 will also have an excellent 20 megapixel camera, a dual lens camera from Leica. So even that seems to be a really good camera. So hopefully this camera can compete with the Google Pixel phones even. But now we come to some really bad news about this, and that is that Huawei is a Chinese company, and Chinese companies often do exact copies of other designs and so on. And the Huawei Mate 9 will also be released with an edge-to-edge display, with an edge display that goes over the edge, exactly the same as the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and also the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. And the Huawei Mate 9 with the edge-to-edge display will probably be called Pro, so Huawei Mate 9 Pro. And this design is identical to the Samsung Galaxy Edge design. So that's really bad by Huawei. But one good thing with that is that it will not be sold internationally. It will only be sold in China. And the reason is because of the copyright issues. So such a real clone of another device will never be able to be sold outside of China. So that version of Huawei Mate 9 will not be sold outside of China. But the normal Huawei Mate 9 looks more like a Nexus 6P, but with a larger display, so that one will be sold outside. Too bad though that the Huawei Mate 9 Pro with the edge-to-edge display will have a larger resolution. It will be a Quad HD display on that one, but still have a 5.9-inch in size. So that's a bit bad, because I would like to have a Quad HD on the Huawei Mate 9 that will be sold internationally. So this is kind of strange decisions by Huawei, I think. And I think Huawei could be a much better company if they stopped with these stupid things like having a clone of another device and so on, and do these kinds of copyright issues. If Huawei would stop with that, Huawei could be a really good Android manufacturer and be a really popular brand, actually. So I hope Huawei stop with these stupid things. Okay, bye.